Welcome to the Immerse podcast. We are your hosts, Dan Ramsden and Alex O'Keefe.
Join us and our guests as we dive into real stories of entrepreneurship, health, fitness and self-mastery. No fluff, no filters, just honest conversations that inspire, educate and challenge the norm. Let's get into it. And we're live.
Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome everybody to the Immerse podcast. We're here again. It's another book review, Dan.
It is.
Volume 5, Books That Change Us. And I must say, this week's book is probably the one behind a big mindset shift for me in recent years. It's become quite a, let's call it a bit of a cliche term within the sort of self-development space.
Yeah.
But
one that's still not often really followed, truly.
Truly.
You hear the message, but do you really do it?
True. The book, Dan, is Win or Learn by John Kavanagh.
Yes.
The idea is that you never actually lose if you're actually taking lessons and learning from the losses, which is a very simple concept.
Yeah.
But once you understand that concept truly, you can't lose.
It's constantly putting yourself in the unknown, isn't it? If anyone who doesn't know who John Kavanagh is a MMA coach, specialises in jiu-jitsu, and Hello. He is the man responsible for Conor McGregor's success. Now, okay. When I read this book in around 2017, 2018, something like that, and it put my motivation on steroids, if I'm honest. I just sat there and I just became so invested in this book. I couldn't put it down. I read it really quickly. I think it's probably one of the quickest books that I've read. Yeah. Conor McGregor was, I was a huge fan of him at the time. Not as much these days.
Slightly more controversial nowadays.
He's gone a little bit off-piste, let's say. I hope he comes back and finds the centre again. At the time, I was really invested in his journey in MMA because it was quite insane what he was doing. He was just so confident, abnormally confident. Yeah. And then obviously when his coach has written a book, I'm really intrigued as to what, what he's saying. Yeah. But it were more about John's life as well, right, and the things that he had to do, and I really resonated with it. That he felt like a bit of a lone wolf. Yeah. Pushing upstream on his own, and the lessons that I took from it really inspired me to go on to public speak and put myself out there a little bit more. I did a podcast myself, started that in 2018, and it all came off the back of having these feelings inside but not actually willing to put myself out there and get it over the line, and this book sort of pushed me over the edge of that.
Nice.
So the books that changes, that's why.
Well, mate, do you know what, the thing I love about this is that, I've read some of these books and they've impacted me, but then you're bringing ones forward that have impacted you. And I've not actually read this book, but I have looked into it, obviously leading up to this conversation. I get the idea that if you're new to that concept and you're hearing it and feeling it for the first time, I'm just kind of taking myself back to the time when I first heard of this sort of concept. It's just so I guess it takes away the fear of losing and something being final. It's it gives it a long runway rather than you're gonna fail and you're gonna stop whatever it is that you're trying to do. It's kind of no, actually, mate, you could just actually get yourself back up and you'll be stronger from it. Once you rise.
Yeah, and the perception of loss.
Perception. What that's what it is, mate.
What is that? Yeah. What does that mean? What does that mean to the person? And some people don't put themselves out there due to the fear of the loss, and it's not even happened yet. No. You've not even experienced it, so you can't even give any feedback on it because you haven't done it, kind of thing. So, and I often find that most of the time, it's the rumination and the thinking about the doing that's miles worse than the actual reality of the doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fear of what people might say, that's a big one. The fear of the feeling of losing, where actually the reality of it is, well, it's not even that bad. You know, some people who put themselves out there, let's say it's a combat athlete, and they absolutely wear their heart on their sleeve and they have an absolute war, and they've entertained people and the crowd really admire how they've handled themselves. Nobody lost. Nobody lost in that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's admiration all around, and that can sometimes help to elevate a career.
Yeah.
If we're talking about combat sports in particular, but then it spreads across many other things, you know. So, yeah, it really helped to change my perspective on the fear of the unknown and just doing it anyway, and getting that feedback and learning on the job and getting it a bit wrong and feeling a bit shit and I could have done that better, but then that's the feedback. That's
and
so,
I think a lot of people will go through life never actually fulfilling their true purpose because of fear holding them back. And I guess this and you've hit the nail on the head, Dan. It's perspective. It's how do I view that situation? Can I put a different pair of glasses on and look at this in a different way? It reminds me of a guy who I've read a lot of books from called Zig Ziglar. Have you heard of him?
That's a name, isn't it?
He's a proper dude. He's like one of the OGs in the self-development, shall we say, personal development space. But he used to say, he used to use the analogy of putting on your rose-tinted glasses. But what he meant by that was it's a different way of perceiving a situation. And I think this is what that does. Yeah. Just enables you to put on those rose-tinted glasses and see it in a different way. Because that's what, end of the day, that's all we have, is how do we perceive something.
Yeah.
And we can change that within.
Well, there's a point in the book that specifically sort of relates to this. And it was when somebody had pulled out of a bout that McGregor was supposed to have. And then Nate Diaz were calling him out. And Nate Diaz at the time was 2 divisions in weight above him. So Conor McGregor had to make up something like 45 pounds or something. Like, that's a huge difference in... And this is why they have weight categories. Yeah. And he just took the fight anyway. It was like, I don't give a fuck. And I was like, wow, like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And that is unknown because a lot of combat athletes in particular, they want to protect their record. They don't want an L on it. They want all the W's. Yeah. And... He genuinely didn't give a fuck, you know, and he put himself out there to go, you know what, let's have it. And the first fight, they had an absolute war in the first round. He'd bust Nate Diaz up ridiculously, but he weathered the storm because he was a bigger man. He could take those punches. Yeah. And he ended up tapping McGregor out and he lost. But then he came back from it, wanted to right the wrongs, prepared in a different way. He had very little preparation the first time. Yeah. Prepared differently, went back in, same weight, no excuses, didn't try to do it on his terms. He went in exactly the same conditions and he beat him the second time round. And it was like, that's the bit, and that was the bit that really got a massive amount of admiration from people for him, you know, for doing that. And he didn't see it as a loss. He saw it as, I don't care, I'm putting myself out there to the unknown. Like, let's have it. Yeah. And by default, ended up getting the admiration of the people, which is kind of what people want. That increases the value of somebody, especially in that game.
Of course it does. Because it's like anything, it's seeing someone get knocked down in whatever they're doing, whether it's in sport, whether it's in life, business, whatever. Seeing someone get knocked down, but seeing someone continue and then getting better, that's what we all want to see. Like,
the hero's journey.
To be honest, when everyone's winning all the time, it gets a bit boring.
Well, people want them to knock them off the perch anyway. It's like, oh, it's boring now. I want that underdog to win.
Yeah, yeah. The hero's journey.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
This is part of it.
So the core like principles of the book.
Yeah, let's have a look at it.
You know, it's you're gonna win or you're gonna learn. So there isn't a loss, and it's like really identifying that, and really allowing that to marinate into your head. Like it's okay, what will be, and going back to you, that's what you did the other week, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
so respect, massive respect, because it were data for you to take away from. You thought you were going to have one bout. You were under prepared for it. You ended up having 3.
Yeah, 3 fights.
And you experienced the true art of combat, and it's different to rolling and sparring. Actually doing it for real is different.
So many different factors at the top.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've injured my
still struggling with
muscles in my ribs.
Yeah.
And I've been on my first run this morning. Since it's still there.
Is it?
But, you know, I just felt mint for getting back out there because I've not really trained since that comp, to be honest.
No.
So it's just nice to get back and got the neural pathways firing again. I've missed it.
Get the juices flowing.
Mate, yeah. I've missed it, but yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was, I went into it beforehand thinking, right, the likelihood of winning is very small here, but the likelihood of learning is guaranteed. So it's a mindset reframing, isn't it? It's like going into something like that, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you go in with a mindset like that, obviously, if you're going in to win and you know that you're very capable and it's a bit of a different mindset at that level, but just starting out in something, go in with that mindset and you're guaranteed to come away with something, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to lose. You're not.
Same thing with me going back and playing rugby. Like,
Exactly that,
At this stage in my life, I can't lose because nobody
Nothing to lose.
should be really expecting me to do anything now.
No.
You know, the expectations are low. Like just being out there and doing it, you know, is enough for some. I don't intend to do that. I want to try and do some bits as well. You know, like that's what I'm there for. But you know,
Seen that try at Odsall, mate. Little
that was just
pillow.
That was the cushion.
The cushion.
But you know, like people are like, you're crazy. What if you get hurt? Like I've been getting hurt all my life playing that game.
Yeah.
Like, what if you get hurt at 17 years old when you play sport? Everyone's going to get hurt. Like at some point, the chances are probably more likely when you're getting older. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but getting injured sucks. No matter who you are, at whatever age, like you can't just put yourself in this pigeonhole all of a sudden. Do you know?
Guess what? Here's a message to those people. What if it goes really well?
No. Think about that one.
What if it goes swimmingly well and you don't get hurt? Let me just put that one in there as well.
Exactly.
What about if you excel?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've got to always... It can't... I don't know why it's always the go-to angle of what if the bad thing. What if the fucking good thing, mate?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It needs challenging, that.
100%.
That stuff needs challenging.
But again, it's things like this book and things like you know, having these thoughts and marinating them and having the self-reflection to go, you know what? My mind's hijacking me here and it's restricting me from living a life that could be better, probably would be better if I just took chances, risked a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because, you know, let's face it, like, I know it sounds deep, really fucking deep, in fact, but when it's all done and dusted, this life, and you're gonna lay there and reflect on what you've done. If you've got the opportunity to do that, some people are banging out here quick, but if you've got an opportunity to think, my health's declining, what have I done? I think about it a lot.
Yeah. It's a powerful reframe again.
And it's the memento mori thing as well. It's that acknowledgement of we're here for a borrowed amount of time, and that time is going. You know, we have ample time, but it feels like it goes quicker every year for some bizarre reason.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you going to do with it? And like, for me, doing things that are a bit more athletically in mind, you know, I don't know how long I can do that for. So while I feel like I'm capable of doing it, I will continue to do it. Why not?
It's so empowering, that. So, and again, it was like a Stoic quote that I saw about sort of the biggest disservice you can do is not maximise your physical potential while you're capable. That is the biggest disservice you can do to yourself.
Well, it's going to deteriorate.
Yeah.
At some stage. You might as well maximise on it while you got it.
And just maximise life in general. Yeah. I think that's powerful.
So what?
I even just felt that just then. When you were saying that, I was thinking, I'm here. Let's get some stuff done.
So what if we go bankrupt? So what if we fail?
Yeah.
And what? Like, if you've still got your health, it's the only asset that we've got. That your health and time, the only two really things for me that matter.
Imagine being on your deathbed and it's those final moments. And you look back and think, shit. I failed and I quit. Can you imagine having that regret?
Yeah, I can imagine it, yeah. And
it wouldn't be a nice feeling, would it?
That'd probably hurt more than anything.
That's what I mean. So even just thinking of that, it's powerful, isn't it?
Very, very. Or having goals and desires, you know, your heart's desires that you kind of like, you've got this thing of, I'd love to do that one day. But they just end up being on the shelf. That's a tough one as well, isn't it?
So many people's dreams go to the graveyard, mate, which is the biggest fallacy of all.
What do you think stops us? Conditioning?
Fear of judgment is a massive one. I think we've already spoke about that. Fear of judgment, fear of just a safety element. When someone's in a comfortable position, say financially, emotionally, relationally, you risk losing that when you go to level up, and some people will never take that chance. I think fear of judgment is probably one of the biggest ones. There's like an invisible layer around where it's like a sort of an invisible glass roof around people's sort of ambition.
Yeah.
And they'll never get past it.
Here's one as well. I see this quite a lot. Fathers living vicariously through their children, you know, and putting all their hopes and dreams that they once had and pouring it into them and almost, you know, injecting those dreams into their child and not allowing that child to actually figure out, well, what's my path, what's my journey.
I think it's a dangerous path, that. I'll just be honest, like something recently. I took little Bodie to a jiu-jitsu class. She's been to 3 of them now. And she liked it at start. But then on the 3rd class, she got chucked around a bit. And also, this is a bit separate, but I went to go get changed into the next room and left her in there when she were quite vulnerable. And she thought I'd left her. And it's had a bit of an impact on her since then. And I feel... Sorry to interrupt this amazing conversation. We've just got a quick message for you. At the heart of this podcast, Dan, is human connection.
It sure is.
And now, it's amazing for us to say that we also build fully bespoke saunas from design, build and install that also promote the exact same thing, mate, human connection. There's a theme here.
There is. And all built to last, like we just keep saying. We wanted to provide products that last a lifetime, not just for a matter of months. Yeah. That's exactly our ethos and our message. So we wanted the products to match that, and they are the highest quality, the highest form of timber, the best quality heaters, and tempered glass to suit.
Wow. We've not spared expense there, mate. If you're thinking of upgrading your space, whether it's your home, business, studio, wherever you can fit a sauna, basically, we can build it for you. So visit us website on immersesaunas.co.uk and we'll take it from there. We look forward to building your dream sauna
shortly.
Oh yeah.
It's made me reflect a little bit, thinking, what environment am I really putting her into here at such a tender age? She's only 4.
Mm-hmm.
She was hysterical because she thought I'd left her, and it's actually had a bit of an impact on. For example, we took her to gymnastics yesterday, and she's normally the kid that runs out there and everyone's, hey, yeah. And she didn't want to leave her side because she's got some sort of attachment, anxiety.
Traumatic response.
Yeah, and it was just a reminder that these little decisions that you make as a father can have a really big impact, especially at such a young age.
Yeah, well, that might happen to people, and they might have this fear, this anxiousness about that subject, let's say, like abandonment. Yeah. Let's say that were a theme.
Yeah.
But they don't even know where it's come from. They can't even remember.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
And I had
how do we unblock that one then?
I just sat down with her.
Self-reflection then, do you think?
Yeah, self-reflection. I sat down with her and I was just like, look, darling, Mummy and Daddy will never, ever leave you by yourself. And I just said, look, I was in the room next door. I didn't leave you. I was just trying to help her replay the reality of it in her mind. I just said, like, you understand that we'd never leave you, darling, don't you? We'd never leave you by yourself. And she was like, okay, Daddy, okay. So, it might take a bit of untangling that, but, that's just part of the journey. Never do anything like that intentionally, but sometimes stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
And it's just how you correct that and learn from it. Hello.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track then. So obviously the core philosophy of this is there is no losing. It's all learning. Or you win. Environment, it will shape everything. So what John Kavanagh did, getting back to this subject, he was the first person to bring MMA to Ireland. So it was like a very, very quiet sport at that particular time. Nobody really did it there. Apparently, by all accounts, he had a good education and his parents wanted him to pursue this particular education. And he decided that he really wanted to pursue rolling around on mats in a little warehouse with drip, leaks coming from the ceiling and a little bucket in the corner, and it was like, wow, what are you even doing with your life? Like, you're just rolling around on mats, and they didn't understand it, and the only person that understood it was him, and he was just like pushing his dream down the stream on his own to get to a point where he is one of the best well-known coaches in MMA, and particularly in Ireland, and he's created a big culture in the environment and the way that he coaches. And he talks about the environment is shaping everything.
That's a big one. That.
So, yeah.
But again, it comes back to what you mentioned about the parents trying to live vicariously through the children and thinking they know what's best for them. But I want to take you back to a little section of the Adisa podcast, actually, where he were talking about...
I know where you're going to go here.
People try to tell you what's good for you. And they were talking about, like, let's say I've got a passion for...
The mosaic principle.
That, but also... Yeah, that. But they were also talking about... Let's just say I love writing poetry, and someone else might see me and think that, like, no, you're never going to make a living from that, or that's not right for you. It's like, who are you to tell me what's right for me? And then Adisa said something along the lines of, you can't feel what I feel when I'm writing poetry. You can't feel that God flows through me, through my pen and onto the paper. They were like talking about stuff like that. But it's so true. It's like, if you genuinely feel something like that, don't fucking matter what anyone else thinks.
No.
In all honesty,
No.
because they can't feel it. Like there's something else going on in here. A path that you need to follow.
Yeah.
Like when he were, doing this journalism, hip hop journalist back in 80s, 90s. It were unheard of, but it's what his calling was, and sounds like what it were like for John Kavanagh.
Yeah.
He felt it. He needed to make it happen, and they were going to make it happen.
No, nobody else were doing it. He didn't have anybody else to lean on, which is brave, isn't it? It's brave to just completely go on your own route and to stick on that. That's tough if you've not got a lot of people who are like-minded. But then, if you're the one that paves that way, and then eventually those people are going to come, and then that's the culture that he's created in his gym. Like no egos, everyone supports each other. Yeah. And the thing that I take away from everything is learning.
Exactly.
Learning about the wins, learning about the losses, and not seeing it as that. It's all basically feedback.
And then looking back at an early Conor McGregor as well, he used to talk about stuff like the law of attraction. All this. They were talking like quite spiritually back then, and they were like,
I've never seen anybody execute it as well as that. You hear about that, but I've never seen it play out in real like he did it. Like unbelievable. Because I've followed his journey from literally breaking through amateur and then and going, first fight in UFC, and I watched it all, and I was like, this guy's crazy. Like I've never seen anything like this. And to the point where the first belt that he won, he took the title off a man called Jose Aldo, and he had been a champion at that division for 10 years. He defended the title for 10 years, unbeaten, and he absolutely terrorised him. He terrorised him psychologically before they'd even stepped foot in the ring, and he was so pent up. He was so angry.
We're talking about his family.
Oh, he would going down all sorts of routes to really get under his skin, but he knew what the outcome. And this is another part of the book is detached from the outcome and attached to the process. Is another principle that he talks about in the book. So what the process was. I'm going to get under this guy's skin. He's been a very good champion for a lot of years. So the only way that I can really do this is to do something different. So he just constantly antagonised him to the point where Aldo really wanted to knock his head clean off. So he was so pent up. And McGregor in the back before their fight, he was practicing this just one move. He was just stepping back and throwing the left, step back, throw the left, step back, throw the left, practicing that one shot over and over again. And guess what? 13 seconds into the fight, he lands that shot and knocks him out in 13 seconds and takes a belt off him. To actually see all that play out, that is crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. So why can't we learn from this? Why can't we have a little bit of that in our lives?
Yeah. It can all transfer over, can't it?
Yeah.
It's just a philosophy.
Yeah. And
law of attraction, by the way, that's one we need to cover. Rhonda Byrne.
That
was the first book that I ever read in that sort of realm.
Yeah.
Good to talk about that.
It would actually.
Yeah.
Locked in.
On another episode, guys.
So the going back to the point of detach the outcome attached to the process.
I love that.
So the process is the daily habits, the skill development and the consistency. Yeah. Not to focus on winning the titles or any external validation. Not to focus on any of those.
That alone is massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just do the right things every day. Small little chunks, whatever you're doing, and it eventually you'll get the outcome.
This is what I'm so passionate about. Teaching with the young lads that I coach and stuff that are coming through. They're at an impressionable age. The time goes quickly, from being like a scholar to academy to potentially breaking out into a team. Yeah. That time goes real quick, and the things that you do every day they compound and they add up quite quickly.
Yeah.
So
It's what on last episode with Elliot Minchella.
yeah,
He said exactly the same thing.
yeah,
Been working years and years up until, lo and behold, a lot of great outcomes.
the little things are the big
little
things.
Yeah, the little things are the big things.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, so the point 3 is individualized coaching. So what works for one person ain't going to work for everyone. And again, going back to like Elliot's, what makes a good captain?
Yeah.
He's got that off to a fine art where the way that he communicates to certain players is different.
Yeah.
What makes them tick and what gets them up is not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
So it's learning that. Every athlete's different. Coaching's got to be adaptable, and there ain't a one-size-fits-all.
That's the emotional sort of intelligence part of it, that, innit? Where you've got to understand how someone else ticks.
Yeah, you can't teach that.
And what about yourself? Were you coaching? Do you do that with clients?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Every it's not a cookie cutter thing, is it?
No, definitely not. There's some people that need gentle reassurance. There's some people that need quite a bit of, clapping and cheering, that sort of gives them a boost.
Oh.
Some people that need kind of knocking down a peg, and I'm actually realising that, stay in your line kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's understanding who you're communicating with, and there's always a different sort of style. That's something that you just can't teach, really. You've just got to have that knack, I think.
Emotional intelligence, innit? I think
Comes from the person first. A lot of people tell me that I'm a pretty deep guy, so understanding how you work, remaining calm in chaos at times.
like now, for example.
Possibly. Just keep smiling.
Yeah.
Understanding how you work and your triggers and things that impact you, and knowing how to best move forward helps you then transfer that into maybe somebody else who you can spot that's struggling. Like I felt like super hardcore anxiety before, to the point where it's really debilitating, panic attack kind of material. I've been there.
Yeah.
Spotted it last night with a client. I knew where she were at, and took one look at her, and I went, "Come here."
Yeah.
I went, "Come on, let's go for a walk." I just left the class and went outside.
Did you?
Yeah, because I think she felt the pressure of wanting to go back in and do another set, and I could tell that she were fully redlining, but panic redline.
Right.
I went, "Come on, let's go." But I understand what that feels like. I could identify that in her.
See, that's
just intuition.
That's intuition, but it's coaching on a different level.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's mint. I love it, pal.
Yeah. So the next part is calmness under pressure.
Okay.
So this is one of those things where me as a coach, I always try and encourage people to compete, even if you just do it once. It's just great feedback.
Yeah.
Somebody said it this morning in my class. I'm just not a competing type of person. You've just got two types of people, one that wants to do that and just one that just doesn't. I went, that's quite a close-minded thing to say. And given that one thing that I said, in about 10 minutes of continuing to work out and having a bit of self-reflection, she actually came around to the idea of wanting to compete.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. No, but that's an example of sort of positively challenging someone, because we can all have these stories that we tell ourselves that make us feel good about something, but is actually stopping us from moving forward.
It's a transferable skill. Like, it doesn't mean that you're going to go conquer the world in fitness. Like, it doesn't mean that. It means that you've just unlocked a new level in yourself. And by stepping out there and thinking, I didn't know I could do that, but I did it.
Yeah.
Not just the competing part, it's actually what you did in that. Like, for example, when somebody's training physically, there's a huge part of what they're doing physically that's governed by their head. The head tells you to put it down. The head tells you that you can't. The head tells you when to stop. Yeah. So when you do something like compete, you go way beyond those markers where your head's telling you to stop, way past it. And it's like, fucking hell, I could only do 10 of them in training. I just did 25 unbroken, and I've never been able to do that before. You just proved it to yourself that you've got more than what it takes, and your head's playing games with you. Yeah. And that then spreads out into anything that you're going to do.
It pushes your boundaries, doesn't it?
And that's why...
Yeah. I love it.
That's why that comes in. And then the calmness under pressure, because panic will kill performance, composure creates clarity.
That's a big one.
It is.
And how would you advise someone to be calm under pressure?
Smile.
Smile and wave, boys.
Smile through it. Like,
you mean literally smile?
Yeah. Like, pretend that you're enjoying it. Show everyone that you're enjoying it. Look around the room and take it all in. Don't just be like in your own little tunnel in your head, staring at whatever it is you're about to do and getting in this little tunnel of emotion. Have a look around, take it all in, and look around at people and go, yes, come on then, let's go. We're about to do this. I feel these butterflies, let's use them. Yeah. Not like, oh, fucking hell, I'm nervous, and it cripple you. Yeah. Use that fuel. You know, you're alive, enjoy it. You're there after all, you might as well enjoy the moment. Yeah.
And we're not just talking about competition in sport or anything, it's in any walk of life, isn't it? If you're under pressure, bring it on. Smile. Lean into it. But don't panic. A big thing, obviously we've spoke about it a lot, breath work. As a tangible tool, just have a few deep breaths in the moment and it works, doesn't it? So simple. Yeah. I use it all the time. All the freaking time. If I'm feeling, it's physical, isn't it, when you're feeling stressed or under pressure. You start to get warmer. Your face goes red. You start tingling. Feel better now.
I can sort of draw back on the time where I boxed for the first time. They'd put me on as like the main event. Cheers for that. No pressure. So there were about 500 people there witnessing something that I've never done before. Put me on as main event. Made it a 3-minute round instead of a 2-minute round against a lad who'd boxed all his life and had not had one. No pressure, So I'm at the venue. I didn't feel too bad. I felt quite calm. But there was a hostile crowd. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, really hostile. And there were one particular bout that we're on early on, and it was an absolute tear up. Like there were a bit of blood flying around, and the crowd were like really intense, and I was sort of feeding off this crowd as well. And I'm thinking, I've got like 10 fights to wait here, and then I'm on. And I made the decision to get out of the room. Or like, this environment here is not serving me any good right now, so I'm going to take myself off. I'm going to put my earphones in. And I just listened to a really chilled playlist and just kicked back.
You get some Smooth Dan on?
Got some Smooth out. That's how I like to operate. That's my kind of BPM. Keep it smooth. And that really helped me. And then I was seeing lads coming into the changing room after they'd had a fight, and they're all bust up and stuff. And I'm just like, sat back in my chair like, yo, do you have a good one? and I was just trying to keep my heart rate and my emotional self as calm and as regulated as I could be, because, I knew what I were potentially about to do. So I didn't start ramping myself up until about 20 minutes before I went out there. Right. I tried to stay like as loose and as calm and as keeping my heart rate as low as possible for as long as possible, and not get drawn into any emotion. And then when I started to go into my warm up and stuff, I started to ramp up, and I'm feeling more confident at this point. And then went out and did it. Hardest thing I've ever done.
All right.
Yeah. It was so hard. Respect to my opponent as well. Yeah. Dan Hunter, good boxer.
Have a good
fast, fast jab. And he's gone on to have loads of fights, MMA, bare knuckle, all sorts. Pretty handy lad. Got good skills. He's quick. It were a tough day.
What were the outcome in that one?
I won by points.
Jeez, go on, Dan.
3 threes we did. and I nearly fell out of the ring. I was that exhausted.
Yeah.
Because you have that adrenal dump as well.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Don't you? You know what it's about.
Oh, yeah. Mouth dry. It's just survival. It really is. You know, a technique will go out a window a lot of time, especially when you're a bit more of a novice.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you just...
Sorry to interrupt you there, guys. We've got a massive announcement, Dan. We've managed to partner with Pure Sport, which is one of the most exciting brands at the minute in the UK, my friend.
That's it. Built to last. In it for the long run, as the hashtag says. All the similar sorts of messages behind the ethos of the brand, and it really fits in alignment with us. We know that they're athlete tested.
Even Lucy Bronze is using their products. She's a friend of the show.
The magnesium and the ashwagandha and all those other products that are related to recovery are super useful for me right now. I'm really feeling the benefit. The electrolytes is definitely the best I've tasted.
They're the best I've tasted as well, without sounding biased, my friend. But yeah, it just lines up with everything that we preach, mate. No shortcuts, just solid daily habits that actually make you feel better.
If you want to try these guys, use the Immerse 10 for 10% off at the checkout.
Now back to the episode. Sorry for interrupting you there. Crack on.
Let's go. But again, if you're going to be able to coach things like this, if you're going to coach someone through pressure, you got to know what that feels like, and you got to know how you dealt with it.
Yeah.
So again, this is why I've tried to experience all these things so that I can help to guide somebody go through it himself. You know, don't just want to stand there and tell them what I think they should do.
Yeah.
I want to tell them based on an experience that I've had.
Yeah. Not what you've read about.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What you've felt.
So point 5 is losses are feedback loops. Some of the biggest growth comes from defeat. The lessons, analyse, don't emotionalise, extract lessons quickly and move forward fast.
I think there's a bit of an illusion that you know, let's look at some sort of champion figures. There's a bit of an illusion that these people have never lost in their life. But you've only got to delve a little bit deeper.
Yeah, there's loads of it.
One of the most sort of well-known ones, Michael Jordan, saying he's missed so many more than he's scored. Yeah. That's because he's allowed himself to miss and learn.
Yeah, Roger Federer talks about that, about percentages. It's really powerful.
Yeah,
I can't remember that.
He did a talk, didn't he? At university or something. Yeah.
So powerful that.
Really powerful.
And he was just talking about the percentages of how much he's lost and how many times he's, failed at, let's say. Yeah. I'll pull that up at some point. That's a really good one. This is probably my most favourite point.
Okay.
Build confidence through evidence.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest point about this episode. Confidence is not hype, it's built. And it comes from preparation, reps and mastery of skill, whatever it is that you're doing.
That is a big one.
And again, one of the things for me were public speaking were a fear. I didn't want to, put myself out there for that judgment of others. And I just started doing it anyway, and I was pretty shit at it, to be fair, when I first started. I don't know how I'm getting on now, to be honest, but whatever, I'm still here doing it. But yeah, that the repetition of doing it, it felt uncomfortable. I didn't feel like I was articulating well. I felt like there were a lot of ums and staggers and not getting my point across through the reps of doing it. And just keep doing it, keep showing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes, listen back and cringe at yourself. I'll do that better next time.
Yeah. Analyse. Yeah. Some people will never do that. Oh, yeah, it sounded my own voice. I did as well at one point. But it's the only way you can get better, really.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, when you hear other people do it, like a speaker, for instance, and you hear them do it well, you kind of, how you want it to sound. Yeah. And when you don't sound like that, it's like, oof, that sucks. Yeah. Or you see a professional playing a sport, and then you do it, and you watch a video back, and you're like, wow, I thought we were moving really fast, but actually that was like really sloppy. And it gives you that, oh, okay, there's a level to this. And then that's the thing, you just got to keep refining it and building and getting better. And by default, then confidence will come.
Yeah. And just start. Just start. because that's where you're going to start collecting evidence.
Yeah.
You know, some people just never actually get to the point of taking that first step.
It's hard. The first step is the hardest.
It is. It is. It's the most scariest. It's the most uncertain, but it's the biggest learning.
Yeah.
Just learn fast.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Fail fast and learn fast. That is a good philosophy as well, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a quick one on that. A quote that came to mind from our mate, Cruz Leeming. Big shout out to Cruz.
Shout out Cruz.
Playing his game in Catalan at the minute.
Yeah, it'll be good over there, mate.
That'll be good, bro. When we did the podcast with Cruz, he spoke about ultimate preparation. Do everything you can in your power to get up to that point of, in his case, the whistle blows to start the game. And then, ultimate surrender. Ultimate preparation, ultimate surrender. Control what you can, surrender to what
Might be.
is going to happen. And that again, is the evidence part, innit? Build the evidence in this preparation phase. And then you can just surrender to whatever the outcome's going to be.
Amen.
And that comes back to the part where you mentioned the process rather than the outcome. Enjoy that preparation. Do everything you can. And don't focus on what's going to happen here. Trust, have faith in what's going to happen.
Nailed that. Absolutely nailed that. So point 7 is patience beats talent. Kavanagh's journey in particular wasn't overnight success. He had to do things like the hard way for a long time and be on his own, like I say, like this lonely salmon swimming upstream. His parents not understanding what he was trying to do, but him having that vision and then being patient within that vision. You know, years of slow progress, small improvements, but a long-term vision wins.
Long-term vision, yeah. I think that's another thing, innit? It's actually, what is the plan? Yeah. If you're planning I think this is where it is healthy to kind of plan things over, let's look at 5 to 10 years. You don't know what's going to happen in that time, but just having that, putting it somewhere a bit further ahead, it allows you to make a few more mistakes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We did that with the sauna business when we had the ice baths. We always had a long-term vision. You know, it's where is it going to take us? We don't know. But we're not going to stop right at the first hurdle. We wanted it. We were looking at 10 years, weren't we? We were like, right, 10 years.
There were a few hurdles, but we said we'd be in it for longevity, but otherwise we weren't going to pursue it. If we weren't going to do it long term, we weren't going to even start.
Yeah.
And I think it's just understanding that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is that you're about to do. And again, if we refer things back to a training perspective, you've got to live in your body like all your life. So you might as well treat it the best way that you can that's sustainable and not do something that's really radical and something that's a bit like impulsive in terms of, I'm fucking sick of all this weight now, bosh, I'm going to do this. And then have a massive 6 to 8 week transformation with a view of then all that being reversed. You got to sit back and think about what's the best thing for you long term when it comes to stuff like that as well. Yeah. Point 8 is the role of a coach. They're not just technical; they're a guide, a stabilizer, and a strategist. And again, that's something that I took from this book because that's how I consider myself as a coach. You know, not a trainer, a coach. Yeah. I feel like they're different. Yeah. You know, I'm not somebody to just shout and bawl and say this is the only way, this is my way, this is how we do things. I want to work with people and help them learn how to conquer their own stuff physically or emotionally, so that they can then go off and do the thing. That's something that sort of really resonated with me in particular when it comes to coaching.
Yeah. I think on that quickly, I've recently I met with a chap last week who's you were obviously talking in your terms as a physical and sort of a mental, emotional well-being, but I met with someone last week who was a specific sort of business coach, but it's all the same, innit? It's to help with strategy. It's to help you get out of your own head, look at things from an aerial perspective.
Not having too much emotional attachments.
Yeah.
On money, let's say.
Yeah. And I think it is. It's a very important role. Like whatever level you're at, whatever stage you're at in your life, to have someone as a coach, whether it's in business or in health and fitness, whatever, like yourself, it's just the importance of that's massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a sounding board and a guide. Sounding board and a guide and a mentor is essential, I think.
Yeah, 100%. In many different ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, to close this one, mate. Winning is temporary. Learning is permanent.
Oh, yes.
Your setbacks are only wasted if you ignore them. And the goal isn't to avoid failure, but to use it. Marinate that one.
Beautifully rounded up. Repeat that again, Dan.
All three.
In a one.
Winning is temporary. Learning is permanent. Your setbacks are only wasted if you ignore them. The goal isn't to avoid failure, it's to use it. Bosh. See you later. Thanks.
No, that's really beautifully. It's a great mindset to adopt. For anyone who's not come across that sort of philosophy before, it's empowering, and it's evergreen.
It is. So again, a book that's helped to shape me and my sort of my ideals and things that sort of held me back. We all tell ourselves stories and we all squash ideas. I can't do that kind of thing. I'm not that type of person, like what I mentioned. Yeah. Be open, be prepared to be vulnerable and get the feedback loop from potential failure. You're only going to get better from it. There isn't actually a failure as such. We've got nothing to lose in the grand scheme of life, really, have we?
We come with nothing, we leave with
There you go.
Enjoy the middle bit.
Fucking send it, guys.
Enjoy that middle part.
That's the message for today.
Hey, bro, well, that were awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Enjoyed that.
if you're sort of intrigued by the book, it is Win or Learn by John Kavanagh. And thank you for inspiring me, mate. That was class. It'd be great to get him on, actually.
Yeah, we'll start reaching out to these authors, see if we can get some hit back from them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another Books That Changes, Volume 5. We'll be coming back with another fire guest episode next week. Hope you're enjoying the weekly episodes now. We certainly are.
Here we are, yeah.
These circumstances are allowing us to have a bit more time to get these done.
Yes.
Maybe not yourself at the minute, but I've got more free time.
All right,
Speaking for myself.
It's all right for you, innit?
But
we're making it work, mate.
Yeah, credit to you, mate, 'cause we're both making it work. So big shout out to Steve Milner from Uma AI, who's allowing us to use this beautiful studio.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Awesome setup here.
Yeah. Give us a follow. Give us a follow on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, the Immerse Podcast, and follow us on Instagram at Immerse the Brand. And if you're wanting a bespoke sauna for your space, whether it's your home, business, wellness centre, or anywhere, come to us. We can design it and build it for you. How's about that?
How's that one for you?
We look forward to doing that for you all. Right. Peace and love, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for listening. Hope that helps. See you soon.
Peace.
Bosh.